Saoirse Ronan says WW2 film is incredibly relevant. Actress Saoirse Ronan has said shooting her new World War II film felt incredibly relevant against the backdrop of conflict around the world. Blitz, directed by Sir Steve McQueen, was mostly filmed in early 2023, about a year after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Speaking to journalists ahead of its world premiere in London, Ronan said, "You'd shoot certain scenes where there's total chaos and pandemonium, and we're portraying characters in abject fear and horror. And then you'd leave set, turn on the radio, and you'd hear exactly the same thing, or put on the news and see exactly the same thing." She continued, "It was the first time I'd ever had the experience on a project where there wasn't really an escape from it. I don't know if it's insensitive to say that I was grateful for it, but it gave you so much motivation to continue with the picture, because it does feel incredibly relevant." The film launched this year's London Film Festival on Wednesday evening, and saw Ronan join her co-stars including Stephen Graham, Paul Weller and Benjamin Clementine on the red carpet at the Royal Festival Hall. Blitz is one of the few contenders for next year's film awards season not to have already been screened at an earlier festival, leaving pundits unable to rate its Oscars chances until now. But Sir Steve wanted the film to receive its world premiere in London because it tells a uniquely British story. "I'm a Londoner and I've been very fortunate to debut films at Cannes, Venice, Telluride, Toronto, film festivals," the director said. "But for this particular movie, for me there was no other place I wanted to debut this film other than London, and I was crossing my fingers that could happen." Blitz follows a working-class London family as the British capital is bombed during World War II. The story is told through the eyes of George, a 9-year-old mixed-race boy played by newcomer Elliot Heffernan, who is one of about 1 million children sent away from the big cities during the Blitz to live in the countryside for their safety. George, however, adamantly does not want to leave his mother and grandfather in London, and jumps from the train during its journey away from the city to pursue his own adventure. His mother, played by Ronan, is sick with worry as she waits for updates from the authorities who are trying to find him. Several critics have given Blitz rave reviews. Awarding the film 5 stars, The Independent's Clarice Lowry described it as a monumental achievement in British cinema. The Telegraph's Robbie Collin also awarded it 5 stars, saying the film ranks among the greatest war films ever made, while the Rap's William Bibiani said it was a great motion picture in every sense, a masterpiece. Blitz is not McQueen's finest film, said the Evening Standard's Nick Curtis, but it streets ahead of wartime schmaltz like Darkest Hour. However, The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw offered just 3 stars and said he was hoping for a more radical shock, or a more distinctive authorial challenge. Variety's Owen Gleiberman said the film was well staged, well acted, and given a creamy deluxe wartime period piece sheen. But, he continued, this is mostly the war diary as inspirational crowd pleaser. It's also an ardently traditional message movie about race and tolerance. The Hollywood Reporter's Leslie Felprin suggested the story and characters could have been given more room to breathe, adding, the drama too often lacks the subtlety that distinguishes Sir Steve's work at its best.